A child asked me, does a child's behavior have anything to do with their academics? Before I answer this question, I want to introduce myself. My name is Irene, and I've been teaching for years. I've taught kids, I've taught teenagers, I've taught adults. So everything I say on this platform, every tip is well tested and proven. And trust me when I say, if you can apply whatever you hear on this page, you are on the right track. And you will see your grades improve in a very short while. Now back to the question. Yes, a child's behavior has a whole lot to do with their academics. Take, for instance, a child that is very stubborn, that doesn't listen to anyone, that doesn't want to obey any teacher. To get the child to do anything is a struggle. Imagine that child in a classroom. Do you think the child will listen to the teacher, pay attention, carry out their homework? Of course no. Because this child is stubborn, wouldn't listen and not willing to learn. Now you might say, oh, there are some students that they might be stubborn, but when they go and study, they will pass. Well, if you feel you can do it on your own, what happens where you don't understand it anymore? That is why there is someone that have learned it before you. There's someone that knows it better than you, and that person is called a teacher. The best child to teach is a child that is willing to learn. The best and easiest way to pass exams is to be respectful, obedient, and willing to learn. Another character trait that every child should have is determination. Any child that gives up easily is not willing and ready to succeed. You know one thing about school, it prepares you for life. Because you are going to be in a class where you don't like the teacher. And obviously, because you don't like the teacher, you might want to be rude, you might not want to pay attention and all, and at the end of the day, end up failing your exams. That is exactly how life is. You will be forced to work with people you don't like. You will be forced to carry out some jobs that you might not even want or like. But just because it is necessary at that point, you find yourself displeasing yourself just to ensure that you achieve that aim at that point in life. And in a situation whereby you are not willing to inconvenience yourself a bit just to achieve what you want, then you are going to fail. It's just like that, your classroom, where you hate all the people sitting around you, the position they kept you to sit, the teacher that is teaching you. Life is just like that. It teaches you adaptability, collaboration, tolerance. Why? Because life is going to be that way too. So if you think, let me just do anyhow and just get out of this school. Once I go out, nobody will disturb me again. It's a lie. Once you go out, yes, nobody will disturb you, but life will teach you. Anything you refuse to learn in a school, life will teach you the hard way. So school is like a preparation, a rehearsal of what you are going to see outside. So if you refuse all the training given to you in school, life will train you. And the worst thing that will ever happen to you is for life to train you. It's better you have the experiences in school in that small circle before you go out to the bigger circle. So if you feel, I just want to do what I want and let me just go, fine. You also go out there and still do whatever you want and whatever you like and you get whatever result you see. When children are very meticulous, when children are very focused, when children are very determined, they can fail because that meticulous character is what makes them to ensure that they dot every I and cross every T in exam. And because they do that, they can't deliberately fail. There are children that deliberately fail. Like failure is their surname. They don't care. They don't care what they do. They don't care how they behave. They don't care if they pass or fail. I'm telling you now that if you start now to be behaving anyhow, anything goes, you will be getting anyhow results. And at some point in your life, you sit back and ask yourself, did I actually do the right thing? Some people say, some people that didn't even go to school and didn't study well are even the ones that are rich now. Yes. Check it very well. Those people that are rich now also have the right character traits. If those people are not determined, if those people are not disciplined, they will not be as rich as they are now. And imagine if they had those traits when they were in school, they would have been very successful in school too. So when someone is telling you school is calm, leave that thing, you don't need to study, you can just come out and still be rich and all that, I agree with you. But if you're going to leave school and want to be successful and make money, then what will it take you to start now to acquire those skills that will help you become that successful? If you know that in life later you're going to be determined enough to make money, you're going to be focused enough to make money, if you know you're going to be meticulous enough to count your money so nobody will steal from you, why not start now? What will it take you? So if you start now to practice those things, it will even make you a more successful businessman or woman when you leave school. So you're cheating yourself, because in the long run, those traits you're running away from, you will end up having them. So don't be deceived, my dear child. Focus on your academics. Learn to be meticulous. Don't do things anyhow. Don't say anyhow you do it, just do it. Anybody that does anyhow produces anyhow results, and that shouldn't be you. Make sure that anything you do is done well. If not for anything, for your name's sake. For the fact that your name is on that result, it shouldn't have an F.